He held the line alone with machine guns overheating, ammunition running out, and an entire enemy army charging toward him. John Basilone wasn't born into glory. He was born into work. Raised in a tough Italian-American family in New Jersey, Basilone learned early that respect wasn't given, it was earned. He worked, he fought, and he pushed himself harder than anyone expected. Before World War II, he had already served overseas, already seen hardship, already lived rough. So when the United States entered the war, Basilone didn't hesitate. He joined the U.S. Marine Corps and became a machine gunner, one of the deadliest, most physically demanding roles in infantry combat. This wasn't about fame. This was about standing your ground when everyone else breaks. In 1942, the Marines landed on Guadalcanal, a jungle so thick it swallowed men whole. Heat crushed soldiers. Malaria killed silently. Japanese forces attacked at night, screaming through the darkness. Supplies were scarce. Food was rationed. Sleep was a luxury. And it was here that Basilone's name would be burned into Marine Corps history. His unit was positioned on a critical defensive line. If it fell, the Japanese would overrun the airfield and possibly push the Americans into the sea. Basilone was manning heavy machine guns with a small crew. Then the enemy came. Hundreds of Japanese soldiers attacked in waves. The night exploded into gunfire, grenades, and screams. Machine guns overheated. Ammo belts ran dry. Basilone's crew was killed or wounded. But he didn't fall back, he didn't retreat. He ran through enemy fire, repairing guns, dragging ammunition, firing until barrels glowed red. When ammunition ran out, he crawled through Japanese lines, went alone, to resupply his position. Bullets ripped past him. Explosions shook the ground. Still, he came back and kept firing. For hours, Basilone held the line almost by himself. By morning, the ground in front of his position was covered with enemy dead. The Japanese assault had failed. The line held. Guadalcanal did not fall, and the Marines knew why. For his actions at Guadalcanal, John Basilone was awarded the Medal of Honor. America turned him into a symbol. He was sent home for war bond tours. Crowds cheered. Cameras flashed. But Basilone hated it. While people praised him, his brothers were still fighting and dying overseas. He wore the medal, but it weighed heavy. He didn't want speeches. He didn't want parades. He wanted back in the fight. Again and again, he requested to return to combat. High command tried to protect him. Basilone refused protection. He believed Marines belonged with Marines, especially in war. Choosing the front line again, most Medal of Honor recipients never returned to combat. Basilone demanded it. He re-enlisted. He went back to training, back to mud, back to gunfire. He was promoted, respected, and admired, but he never acted superior. Younger Marines said he carried ammo like everyone else, dug foxholes like everyone else, and stood watch without complaint. When the Marines prepared for the invasion of Iwo Jima, Basilone knew exactly what it meant. Black sand, fortified bunkers, near certain death. And still, he volunteered. Iwo Jima, Hell on Earth, February 19, 1945. The invasion of Iwo Jima began. American Marines poured onto the beach and were immediately slaughtered by hidden Japanese positions. Machine guns ripped landing craft apart. Mortars exploded among advancing troops. Chaos ruled the shore. Basilone moved forward through the fire, directing tanks, clearing enemy positions, and leading Marines through killing zones. He destroyed multiple enemy emplacements, clearing a path where none existed. He was everywhere, shouting orders, firing weapons, dragging men to safety. He was doing exactly what he had always done, refusing to let the line break. The final moment, then it happened. As Basilone pushed forward to guide a tank through the mine-filled terrain, an enemy mortar exploded nearby. He was killed instantly. John Basilone died the way he lived, at the front, under fire, protecting others. He never saw victory. He never saw the flag raised on Mount Suribachi, but the path to that victory ran straight through his actions. The Marine Corps lost one of its greatest warriors that day. America lost a hero who never wanted to be one. 2 wars, 2 medals, 1 legacy. John Basilone received both the Medal of Honor and the Navy Cross, one for Guadalcanal, one for Iwo Jima. Few Marines in history have earned both. But medals don't define Basilone. His choices do. He chose duty over safety, brotherhood over fame, action over applause. His story became Marine Corps legend told in training, whispered in foxholes, remembered by those who understand what real courage looks like. Why Basilone? Still matters. Basilone represents something rare, courage without ego. He didn't fight for recognition. He fought because others depended on him. In an age of noise, his story reminds us that the strongest heroes are often the quietest, the ones who stand when others fall, who return when they could walk away, who lead by example rather than rank. The Marine who never quit today. John Basilone's name lives on in Marine Corps tradition, in naval vessels, in memorials, and in the mindset of every Marine who believes the line must be held, no matter the cost. He wasn't invincible. He wasn't immortal. But when history demanded everything from him, he gave it. John Basilone didn't just fight wars. He defined what it means to be a Marine.